You've seen him. That one guy who walks into a room and doesn't need to say a word, yet somehow everyone adjusts. Conversations shift. Energy bends. People look, even if they pretend not to. He's not the loudest, not the flashiest, not even the most likable on the surface. But there's something about him, something controlled, something sharp, something dangerous in a quiet way. And deep down, whether you admit it or not, you've asked yourself, what does he have that I don't? Here's the truth most people will never accept. He's not special. He's not gifted. He's not lucky. He simply understands something you don't. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Because becoming that guy has nothing to do with confidence tricks, fake motivation, or copying surface-level behaviors. It's not about dressing better, talking smoother, or pretending to be alpha. That's the illusion. And most people stay stuck there for years. They think power is loud. They think confidence is noise. They think dominance is about proving something. But real power, real control, real presence, it's quiet, it's calculated. It doesn't need validation. And that's exactly why it's so rare. The uncomfortable truth is this: most people are predictable, painfully predictable. They react. They seek approval. They avoid discomfort. They chase attention. They follow emotional impulses without even realizing it, which means they're easy to read, easy to influence, easy to control. And the guy you're thinking about? He sees that, not because he's a genius, but because he trained himself to step outside the game everyone else is blindly playing. He doesn't react the same way. He doesn't chase the same things. He doesn't reveal everything he feels. And because of that, he becomes unpredictable. And unpredictability is power. You see, the moment you stop reacting like everyone else, you create space. And in that space, you gain control. Control over your emotions. Control over your image. Control over how others perceive you. And most importantly, control over outcomes. But let's go deeper, because this is where most people fail. They try to act like that guy, without understanding the foundation. They force confidence. They fake calmness. They mimic behaviors they've seen online. And it looks off. Because it is off. Because they're still operating from the same weak position internally. They still care too much. Too much about what people think. Too much about being liked. Too much about being accepted. And that's the trap. The moment you need something from people, you lose leverage over them. Read that again. Need destroys power. And most people are drowning in need. They need approval. They need validation. They need attention. They need reassurance. Which means they are constantly giving away control without realizing it. But that guy? He removed the need. Not completely, but enough. Enough to think clearly. Enough to act strategically. Enough to detach when necessary. And that's where the shift begins. Because when you stop needing, you start choosing. And choosing is power. Now let's break something even more uncomfortable. You've been told your whole life to be yourself. Sounds good, right? Honest, authentic, pure. But here's the problem. Most people don't even know who they are. They're a mix of reactions, habits, fears, and social conditioning. So when they be themselves, they just repeat patterns that keep them weak, reactive, emotional, predictable. That's not authenticity. That's lack of awareness. And awareness is the first real step toward becoming that guy. Because once you start observing yourself like an outsider, you begin to see the patterns, the moments you get triggered, the moments you seek validation, the moments you hesitate, the moments you shrink. And instead of reacting blindly, you start controlling, not suppressing, controlling. There's a difference. Suppression is weak. Control is power. Suppression means the emotion owns you and you're trying to hide it. Control means you see it, understand it, and decide what to do with it. That's a completely different level of existence. And that's exactly where most people tap out, because it's uncomfortable. It requires discipline. It requires honesty. It forces you to admit things about yourself that you've been avoiding. And most people would rather stay comfortable than become powerful. But if you're still here, you're not most people. So let's go further. Because becoming that guy is not just internal, it's strategic. Everything becomes intentional. The way you speak, the way you pause, the way you look at people, the way you respond or don't respond. Silence becomes a tool. Most people fear silence. They rush to fill it. They talk too much. They reveal too much. They lose control without even noticing. But the moment you become comfortable in silence, you shift the dynamic. Now people start adjusting to you. Now they start wondering what you're thinking. Now they start revealing more, trying to read you. And that's where leverage builds. Because information is power, and the one who reveals less controls more. This is not about manipulation in a cheap sense. This is about awareness of how human behavior works. People are emotional. People are reactive. People are driven by insecurity more than logic. And once you understand that, you stop taking things personally. You stop reacting emotionally. You start seeing patterns. And patterns can be used, not to harm, but to navigate, to position, to stay ahead. Because the world is not neutral. It's layered. It's competitive. It's hierarchical, whether people admit it or not. And if you don't learn to see it, you will always be reacting inside someone else's game. Now here's something most people don't want to hear. Being nice will not make you that guy. Let that sink in. Being agreeable, being always available, being overly polite, being easy to access, that doesn't create respect. It creates familiarity. And too much familiarity kills value. Because humans don't respect what is always available. They respect what is controlled, what is selective, what is not easily accessible. That doesn't mean being rude. It means having boundaries. Clear, firm, unapologetic boundaries. And sticking to them. Because every time you break your own boundary, you train people to not take you seriously. And worse, you train yourself to be weak. But when you hold your ground, calmly, without over-explaining, without emotional reaction, you send a message, a silent one, but a powerful one, that you are not here to please, you are here to choose. And that changes everything. Now let's talk about another layer most people ignore. Perception. You are always being perceived, even when you think you're not. The way you walk, the way you sit, the way you react, the way you handle pressure. People are constantly forming opinions, and those opinions shape how they treat you. So if you move through life unconsciously, you're leaving your image in the hands of randomness, and randomness is weak positioning. But when you become aware, you start shaping perception, not by faking, but by refining. You remove unnecessary reactions. You remove neediness. You remove impulsiveness. And what remains is clarity, control, presence. That's what people feel, even if they can't explain it. And that feeling is what makes someone that guy, not words, not status, not noise. Presence. Controlled presence. Now here's where it gets even deeper. Because once you start operating like this, you will notice something strange. People will react differently to you. Some will respect you more, some will be drawn to you, and some will dislike you for no clear reason. And if you're not prepared for that, you'll fall back into old patterns, trying to please, trying to explain, trying to fix their perception. Don't, because that reaction is proof. Proof that you are no longer easy to control. And people don't like what they can't control, so they label it. They question it. They resist it. That's normal. And if you can stay steady through that, you level up again. Because now you're not just controlling yourself, you're unaffected by external noise. And that is rare. Extremely rare. Most people collapse under pressure. They adjust themselves to fit in. They weaken their stance to be accepted. They trade power for comfort, and they don't even realize it. But you will, because once you see this clearly, you won't be able to go back. And that's where the real transformation begins. Not in what you do, but in how you see. Because once your perception changes, your actions follow naturally. You don't force it. You don't fake it. You become it. Slowly, quietly, strategically. And over time, people start noticing, not because you're trying to impress, but because you're no longer trying at all. And that absence of need becomes your strongest signal. Now here's where it gets real. Because everything up to this point, most people can understand. Very few can apply it. And almost none can sustain it. That's the difference between someone who tries to become that guy and someone who actually becomes him. Consistency. Not loud consistency. Not motivational consistency. Cold, quiet, disciplined consistency. Because the truth is, this version of you doesn't appear overnight. It's built in moments no one sees, in decisions no one praises, in restraint no one notices. And that's exactly why it works. Because real transformation isn't visible in the beginning. It's internal, it's subtle, it's structural, and structure takes time. Let's go deeper into something most people completely ignore. Emotional discipline under pressure. It's easy to stay calm when everything is going your way. It's easy to act composed when there's no tension. But pressure reveals truth. Pressure strips away the mask. Pressure exposes your real level. And most people fail here. They react, they get defensive, they over-explain. They lose control in small ways that seem insignificant, but are actually everything. Because those small reactions tell people exactly how to handle you, exactly where your limits are, exactly how to push you. And once someone knows that, you lose leverage. But that guy, he doesn't give that information away. Not easily. He feels pressure. He feels emotion. But he doesn't hand it over. He processes it. He contains it. He chooses when and if it should be expressed. And that level of control, it changes how people deal with you, because now you're not predictable under stress. And unpredictability under pressure is a different level of power. Now let's talk about something even more uncomfortable. Most people are addicted to being understood. They want people to get them. They want validation for their feelings. They want their intentions to be seen. And because of that, they explain too much. They justify too much. They reveal too much. But here's the shift. You don't need to be understood by everyone. In fact, the more you seek that, the more you dilute your presence. Because power doesn't come from being fully transparent. It comes from being selectively visible. That doesn't mean being fake. It means being strategic. Not everyone deserves access to your full thoughts. Not everyone needs your explanations. Not everyone qualifies for your vulnerability. And once you accept that, you stop oversharing. You stop explaining yourself to people who haven't earned that right. And suddenly, you feel lighter, stronger, more in control. Because now, your energy is not scattered, it's contained. And contained energy builds presence. Now let's go into social dynamics, because this is where most people unknowingly sabotage themselves. They try to fit in. They mirror behavior. They adjust their personality to match the room. They laugh when others laugh. They agree when others agree. And slowly, they disappear. Not physically, but psychologically. They lose identity. They lose edge. They become part of the background, invisible, replaceable. And then they wonder why no one takes them seriously, why no one respects them, why no one sees them as that guy. Because they've trained people not to. But when you stop doing that, when you hold your own frame, everything changes. You don't force agreement. You don't chase approval. You don't bend just to belong. You listen. You observe. But you stay grounded in yourself. And that creates tension. Good tension. The kind that makes people notice you. Because now, You're not blending in. You're standing apart, quietly, without trying. And that's rare. Now here's something deeper. Power is not about dominating others. It's about not being dominated. That's the real game. Because most people are constantly influenced without realizing it, by emotions, by opinions, by social pressure, by fear of rejection. They adjust, they comply, they react, and over time, they lose autonomy. But when you become aware of these forces, you stop being controlled by them. You still interact, you still engage, but you're not pulled, you're not dragged, you're choosing. And that choice is what separates you. Now let's talk about long-term positioning. Because becoming that guy is not just about moments, it's about trajectory, where you're going, how you're moving, what you're building. Most people live short-term. They chase quick validation, quick wins, quick attention, and because of that, they make weak decisions. They sacrifice long-term power for short-term comfort. But that guy, he plays a different game. He thinks in layers, in steps, in outcomes. He understands that every move, every reaction, every choice is shaping his future position. So he moves carefully, not slowly, but precisely. He knows when to speak, when to stay silent, when to act, when to wait. And that patience, it compounds. Because while others are reacting, he's positioning. While others are chasing, he's building. While others are proving, he's becoming. And over time, the gap becomes obvious. Now let's address something people avoid: loneliness. Because when you start operating like this, you will feel it. Not because you're alone, but because you're different. Your thinking changes, your reactions change, your tolerance for nonsense drops, and suddenly, things that used to entertain you feel empty. Conversations feel shallow, interactions feel forced. And if you're not prepared, you'll go back to old habits, back to fitting in, back to comfort. But if you push through that phase, something shifts. You stop needing constant interaction. You start valuing quality over quantity. You become selective. And that selectiveness protects your energy, strengthens your focus, and sharpens your presence. Because now, you're not everywhere. You're intentional. And intentional people are rare. Now let's talk about consequences. Because if you ignore all of this, if you stay reactive, if you stay unaware, if you keep chasing validation, your life will look normal on the surface. But underneath, you'll feel it. Lack of control, lack of respect, lack of direction. You'll depend on external reactions to feel okay. You'll adjust yourself constantly. You'll hesitate in moments that matter. And slowly, you'll become someone who reacts to life instead of shaping it. And that's the quiet failure most people live with. But on the other side, if you apply this, if you build this mindset, if you stay disciplined, everything shifts. You walk differently, not physically, but energetically. You speak with intention. You react with control. You choose your actions. You understand dynamics. You see patterns others miss. And people feel that. They don't always understand it, but they feel it. And that feeling creates respect, creates curiosity, creates influence without you forcing anything. That's the real power. Not loud, not aggressive, not desperate, controlled, calm, unshakable. And here's the final truth. Becoming that guy is not about becoming someone else. It's about removing everything that makes you weak, everything that makes you reactive, everything that makes you predictable, until what remains is sharp, clear, controlled. And once you reach that point, you don't need to prove it, you don't need to show it, you don't need to say it, because it's obvious in the way you move, in the way you respond, in the way you exist. And that's when people start saying it, without you asking, without you trying. That guy, he's different. Now, if this hit you, if you felt something shift while listening, don't just move on. Think about it. Apply one thing, then another. Build it slowly, because this is not about motivation. It's about transformation, and that takes time. If you want more like this, real, deep, no-nonsense breakdowns of power, psychology, and control, then stick around. Drop a comment with what hit you the most, and I'll see you in the next one.